What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Almost Making It. So, not forgiving someone doesn't punish them, it slowly poisons you. In part 1, I talked about forgiving yourself. Today is part 2, forgiving somebody else. A lot of people think holding a grudge hurts the other person. It doesn't. Most of the time, they don't even care. They might not even know that you're upset. They're living their life while you're stuck replaying the moment they wronged you. That anger becomes anxiety. It steals your peace. It affects your sleep, your relationships, your confidence. For me, this lesson came from the hardest place possible, my own mother. I don't even call her mom anymore because at some point she stopped being one. So, story time. We worked together at a hotel. I ran the front of the house operations, hiring, firing schedules, front desk, you name it. She brought in a guy who she became friends with. He was always drunk on the job, late every day, disappearing constantly. I had access to the cameras, so I saw stuff going on when I wasn't there. I saw things going on when I was there. I saw everything. Every time I confronted her, she denied it. She just kept making excuses on it, tried to convince me I wasn't seeing what I was seeing. When I finally said, I'm firing his ass, she stopped me. That was out of her jurisdiction. Usually, even though she was above me, I got to run my department. I got to hire. I got to fire who I wanted to do. So if I chose to fire him, that was never a thing to stop me from firing somebody. I stood my ground on the subject. She ended up telling me that I needed to leave for the day. She told ownership I walked off the job. That wasn't true, but I still lost the job I'd had for nearly 7 years at that time. She promoted him into my position, and that same guy ended up costing her that job, plus multiple other ones. She'd lost everything because of him. She had to rebuild, and then she would choose him all over again. He ended up going to jail. She tried to come back into our lives, tried to be a mother again, tried to be a grandmother, and I wanted to believe it. I tried. But the moment he got out, everything changed again. She became unreachable, secretive, strange. My sister saw it too. Eventually, she even stopped inviting her to family events. So I reached out to her one last time. I said, here's an olive branch. You can choose him or you can choose your family. And she never responded to me. And that silence told me everything I needed to know. Fast forward to actually a couple months ago. He drives drunk. He has a suspended license. He's not able to be behind the wheel of a car. He dropped her off at work, decides to drive drunk at almost 100 miles an hour through a school zone. He wrapped her car around a bunch of trees, totally demolished it. Car was, it was unrecognizable what vehicle it was. He was thrown over 40 feet through the window. Ended up surviving somehow because he was intoxicated. Usually intoxicated people survive, and then anybody else they hit doesn't. But had to be airlifted, went to the hospital. But my point is, luckily he never hit anybody. He never killed anybody. It was just himself. But what could have happened? He could have killed somebody. He could have killed a kid. I travel that area frequently. Could have been me that he hit. Could have been my son on the way to school. Everything. And she ended up, again, losing everything because of her choices and because of him. So, yes, I choose not to have a relationship with her, not out of anger, but out of protection. I can't let someone like that near my child. I can't let that chaos into my life. I've built my life up to a point where I don't want any setbacks. I don't want people negatively looking at me because of the choices she's making with other people. But here's the part people misunderstand. I forgive her. I don't hate her. I don't wish her harm. I just can't let her choices become my consequences. I had to accept that the mother I had growing up isn't that person anymore. That person is long gone, and they're not coming back. And that hurts. But holding resentment hurts even worse. I forgave her so I could sleep at night, so I could show up for my son, so I could stop carrying a weight that wasn't mine. Forgiveness is saying, I'm done letting this define me. You can forgive someone and still walk away. You can love someone and still choose distance. Sometimes cutting someone out isn't hate, it's self-respect. I never say never, but right now I protect my peace. I protect my son, and I forgive for me. If there's someone you still haven't forgiven, now's the time, not for them, but for you. Let that weight of what happened finally fall off your shoulders. You're not freeing them, you're freeing yourself. And as always, I take the hits in public so you don't have to. Avoid my mistakes, steal my successes. Comment below if you'd like, subscribe, and come almost make it with me. Thanks, everybody.